card in the smaller size. Honestly, for this summer, my focus is writing, and days like today are why I am a writer. I also just got this new pair of earrings from Vermont, from a little shop. I'm very excited. They're like green on the top and wood on the bottom. I am obsessed. So, I have already worked for like an hour on some digital art. I was finishing up a art print / card. I was just adding like a background and some details, and I was still pretty sleepy, but I was like, you know what? This would be a like easy win, like something easy to start with. So I went ahead and got that done. Maybe later today I'll like print out samples of them and like take pictures and try to list it on my Etsy shop. It'd be cool if I could get that all done today. I have no idea if it's gonna actually sell, because there's sort of like two categories of things that I post on my Etsy shop. The first category being cute little things that I make because they bring me joy, and then I turn them into prints or cards or stickers. And then the second category of things is things that I sort of make because I think that they'll sell. So those are like bookmarks or like my Korok stickers. Those are my best sellers because people find those items a lot easier than something maybe like my purple bear sticker. A lot more people are going to Etsy and searching for Korok sticker as opposed to purple bear sticker. So I try to have it be a balance of things I make just for the joy of it versus things that I make with sort of an eye on like, okay, someone else is going to actually like search for that and find it, and I can make a sale off of it. I actually wrote a Substack about this idea recently. I will link to it in the description. It's sort of based on Andy J. Pizza's, what he calls the two types of creating, which are like exploratory versus strategic. So the exploratory creating is like making things just for fun, and the strategic creating is sort of going into it being like, okay, how could I make money off of this? How could this perform well? So if you're interested in reading my Substack, I'll link it in the description. All right, so it's now time to go run some errands. I need to go to the post office and go to the grocery store because we just got back from vacation and we have literally no food in the house. So I was gonna go to the gym, but then I realized that I don't even have like food for lunch or food to fuel me to go to the gym. So we're rearranging things. Store and post office are gonna happen first. Gym is gonna be an afternoon break. Fit check. I always find that I get better work done if I dress up and look cute for the day. So that's what we're doing today. So I just got home from the grocery store, had some lunch, put everything away. I am ready to get back into making some art. The primary thing I need to do this afternoon is work on my novel. If you don't know, I'm writing a cozy sci-fi novel, and I'm about a third of the way through at this point. And my goal is to get 25,000 words written over the summer. We'll see if that happens or not. But anyways, my goal for today is to just write 500 words because I just got back from being out of town. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It's impossible to work on a novel if you don't have caffeine. So we're going to make some coffee first. this is the thing about writing. Some days you sit down to write and it's like crab walking uphill to try to get words on the page. And you just don't really know where you're going. And it's a lot of thinking and looking at the outline, rewriting. And then some days it's like running downhill, where when you're running downhill, your legs can like barely keep up with how fast you want to run because of gravity. And that's how it's felt today. I just, like, I can't get the words on the page fast enough because the story is just pouring out of me. And it's these couple of beautiful scenes with Mabel, who's one of my main characters, and it's a big like character development moment for her, and it's just been really fun to write. And days like today are why I am a writer. Well, I had an incredible writing day. I got almost 1,000 words done in like an hour, and it was just so much fun and felt like the story was just pouring out of me. So, very proud of myself, very excited about that. I'm going to take a break now and walk my dog, go to the gym, and just get ready for some plans that I have tonight. And you know, I have my summers off work because I'm a teacher, and so I have the incredible gift that I get to have my summers be sort of like full-time creative work. But the temptation there is to think that because I have the whole day off, I can just spend like 8 hours a day creating. And I think creating is really different from a lot of other types of work, where you can't spend 8 hours a day making things. You just can't. And so I'm trying to remind myself that if I just spent an hour writing 1,000 words, that's actually a huge amount of work. And it's okay if I'm tired and need a break. And it's okay if I don't get much else done today. Honestly, for this summer, my focus is writing. And then anything else that I get done on top of writing is a bonus. So, with that in mind, I think today was pretty successful. Good morning. I'm very sleepy, but what I'm working on this morning is trying to figure out how to format greeting cards. I have made a bunch of different cards and I need to figure out how to like size them correctly for greeting cards. Ideally, I'd like to offer them as both a digital option and a physical product you could buy. So I'm trying to figure out like envelope sizing and what the standard size is, and there's like A2, A6, A7. This is too early in the morning for my brain to be able to process numbers. But we're trying to figure it all out. All right, so I did some research, and the A2 is the standard size for like personal notes and small greetings, and is preferred because it's cheaper to print usually. But the A7 is better for premium or illustrated cards where art is the focus. And I feel like that's where my products, I guess, land, is I really am focusing more on like art being front and center. So yesterday I printed my little bird card in the smaller size, which is the A2, and I just feel like it's not giving quite enough attention to my amazing artwork. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the A7, which is like a 5x7 card, and design all of my cards to be that size. This was way too many numbers and thinking for 9 a.m., but we've made it through. We've made a decision. Now I'm going to jump back into the editing program and I'll show you what I come up with. So I formatted all of my cards like this with the artwork on the right, and then document will have a dotted line that says where to fold it, and then solid lines are where you make your cut marks. So basically, if someone orders a digital print, they'll get a PDF that looks like this. They print it out, and then they know exactly where to fold and exactly where to cut so that they have the perfectly sized card. I have spent the last 10 minutes fighting with my printer because it will print from my phone, it will print from my husband's computer, but it will not print from my computer. We are currently reinstalling all of the drivers to try to make this printer work. The life of an artist. Well, I just took a break to eat some lunch, and I'm very happy with all of these cards. I love how they all turned out. They look so good. All of this is art that I had made, I don't know, in the past couple years, and some of it I have as prints on my shop, but not as cards, and then some of them are cards that I designed but just never got around to like that final stage of production. I'm gonna stop there on the art side today, and then probably tomorrow I'll see if I can go and take these outside somewhere and do some cool product photos for these, and then actually upload the listings on my Etsy shop. So I think I need to get out of the house, so I'm gonna go to a coffee shop, bring my laptop, and do my daily writing. Because remember, writing is the #1 goal for my summer. So that's what I'm up to. It's about 1:30. I think that I might call it quits for the day after I do my writing. I have a couple other just like life admin things I need to do. So all in all, it doesn't feel like I did a lot, you know? I'm like, oh great, I have 6 cards, but actually I did. This took a lot of effort to get all of these formatted and printed and everything. Full disclosure, I've been sitting in my car for like 20 minutes because I'm tired. I don't want to go write. Writing is lame. But I do want a coffee, so let's get coffee. On the weekends, I generally don't do very much in terms of art or work. I like to take the time to just rest and let my mind recuperate. The only thing that I really work on during the weekend is writing my Substack. And as I'm furiously typing away at that Substack post, let me just take a moment to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was some good background vibes as you worked on some art of your own. Remember that your art matters, your writing, your painting, your stickers, your silly little cards, all of it matters. Even if you're not a bestseller, making art is one of the most generous things you can do. So, thank you so much for being along with me for the ride, and don't forget to leave a comment and let me know what you thought. And don't forget to go and make some art. Okay,